borderline personality disorder. And that is something where you kind of get really, really strong emotions, like 1 to 1,000, much more severe and diverse than normal people. And it can also kind of lead to issues with sort of distress tolerance and ability to kind of get yourself out of it. So I was having a really good morning this morning. I went to the gym and stuff, and then something just clicked in my head. I don't know what happened. There was no real trigger for anything, which is the difficulty, because it's not something that you can try and prevent. If you know what triggers it, you can kind of do something about it. But I was sitting in the coffee shop. I decided I was going to go to the coffee shop today to do some work. Working self-employed, I'm putting quite a lot of pressure on myself at the moment, and then it just kind of created this feeling of that I'm not worthy of anything, that everything that I'm doing is pointless, and that nobody supports me, and I have no friends, which is obviously not very nice. It's not true either. So let's get a little grip on things, because the more you go into things, the more it builds, I find. And so the question is, how do we kind of get ourselves out of these things? And one of the things that I sort of use with myself, and I use DBT skills with my clients, even though they're not suffering from BPD, but a lot of the things with like CPTSD, which is something that I work with my clients with very often, can display with a lot of the kind of similarities as borderline personality disorder. But there's so much crossover I find with neurodivergency and trauma-based kind of issues, between BPD and ADHD, autism, CPTSD. There's a lot of kind of concurrent symptoms. And so you can use some of these strategies for things other than BPD. You can use it when you're suffering from a meltdown in sort of autism, or if you're a highly sensitive person and you're overwhelmed. CPTSD, if you've got flashbacks, any of those kind of things, you can start to find that you can use DBT skills to help yourself. So one of the things that I tend to do is the TIPP model, which is TIPP, and that is changing temperature. So one of the things that you could do, if you are suffering from, if you're suffering in that moment, is that you can change the temperature. If you're drinking something hot, drink something cold. If you are feeling warm, go and have a cold shower. If you're feeling cold, go and have a hot bath. These things can be really, really helpful. So change the temperature. It could be that you go outside, that you go indoors, something like that. Is just to change the way that you're feeling in that moment. I find things like hot baths are very good for me. Cold showers are really good for me. So think about, something that will take your mind off things, in effect. Intense exercise. I work out most days. I find if I don't work out, I find it much harder for me to stabilise my mood. So intense exercise, put a good song on, if you're about to have a crisis, if you're feeling not very good. I know it sounds completely counterintuitive, but change the environment. So music, I find even just music can set me off, that can create a trigger for me. So put a happy song on, go and do a dance, go and sort of try and get out of that frame of mind that you're in that moment. You can try paced breathing. Often when we go into crisis mode, we either start to breathe faster, which causes a stress reaction, or we breathe shallow. And people who have had chronic trauma tend to breathe shallow anyway. So make sure that you're taking really nice deep breaths, and it can start to ease some of that tension. When you start to think, as you saw at the beginning of the video, now I'm focusing on something else, the stuff is going away, I'm not feeling what I was feeling before. If I had sat here and focused on what I was feeling in that moment, you would have begun to see more of an elevation of negative mood state with me, and it would come on faster and faster and faster. And it's almost like, an exhausted child running around because they're overtired, and it's like, that's going to end badly, and it does. Then the other thing is paired muscle relaxation. So this is something that I use body scan. I use in my body scan meditations. If you listen to any of my meditations, I'll link a few up here. This is where you would start to move through parts of your body. So you could try tensing your fists, really bunching them up and then relaxing, and bringing your shoulders up and trying to bring in a lot of tension into your body and then release it. And that's a physical way of kind of moving through. Again, a little bit like temperature, a little bit like a physical exercise. But that's TIPP. That is the TIPP model of dialectical behaviour therapy. And I feel calmer now, and I'll probably just eat what I was going to eat and drink some water and everything will be okay. So try using some of these models to help yourself, and it will help to hopefully ease some of that suffering as well. Thanks, guys.